see big, far, and wide.
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chase, this is Whiskey Chaser channel, and we are on our way to see a man about a horse. Not a horse. We're on our way to see a man about a camera. I am headed down to Brooklyn, down to Court Street, and I'm going to be talking to a guy about picking up an old camera. Not an old camera, like, you know, it's newish. It's made within the last 10 years, and he's got a good deal on it, and I'm going to check it out. So please join me on this adventure. Not sure where the day is going to head. Not sure what we're going to do after this, but it should be a nice little ride, especially after that grueling trip from Tennessee. If you're new here, my name is Chase, this is the Whiskey Chase channel, and I do motorcycle-related content around New York City and kind of everywhere now at this point. Gone almost 20,000 miles since I bought this baby back in March of 2021, and it is currently June 1st, 2022. Please consider subscribing and joining us for more adventures, because we have a lot more going on. And if you'd like to see it, the best way to do that is click that button. Ding! Thanks. Alright folks, see you in Brooklyn. Alright, let's see y'all. Should be right around the corner. Alright, where are you at, buddy? There we go. What's up, buddy? Chase.
Jake, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, me too. Alright, here we go. Nikon D5100. Just something to mess around with. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so there you have it. Another camera added to the collection. So the reason why I got this camera is because I wanted to start getting into some more still photography. I didn't want to spend a lot of money because who knows if I'm going to actually do anything, or if I'm just going to, you know, have it for a couple weeks and then get bored. So $200, not too bad. It is kind of an older camera, but I didn't need to get a nice, shiny, brand new one in order to take some pictures. The guy barely used it, he said. It was, you know, he got it and he used it a couple of times, and then I found out that he wasn't very good at photography, and an iPhone was about as good as he was going to need, so it is fairly new. It's, you know, not new as in age, but it is new as in use, which is great. He didn't have an SD card for it, which totally understandable, and I was stupid and I didn't bring one. I didn't even really think about it. So haven't been able to actually take any pictures yet. However, I did start it up and I played with it, made sure it was all functional, working and everything like that. Like I said, the guy had told me it was a brand new camera basically, so he only used it 2 or 3 times. He was offering up some other lenses, like he had a 55 to 200 millimeter lens, and I didn't want to really start messing with any of that because I don't really think that it's necessary to put a bunch of money into this yet if I don't know how it's going to go. So I was just like, no, it's fine. The one that it comes with is okay. I'm excited to try something new. I'm excited to pick something up that I'm not super knowledgeable about. I did take photography class, but that was way back in middle school. That was with my Canon that I still have, which is a film camera. So I haven't really done any sort of photography with any sort of DSLR, except for just kind of what I've messed with the Sony. And the Sony, I pretty much just have like automatic settings. It's really difficult to get into the menu and change these little things that you can do on the body and the lens of the camera of this Nikon. And so yeah, it's really why I don't use the Sony a lot for digital photography, but I use it for digital recording. Alright, let's head home, put a SD card in this thing, make sure that it's all charged up and ready to go, and at some point I'll go out and we'll do some video recording with it. We'll see how it is. I'll take some pictures, we'll see how that goes, and yeah, should be fun.
3 days later.
What's up, baby? We back. Man, what a day. What a day to be in New York City. Ah, look at this. That's crazy. I can't believe I live here. So it has been several days actually since I have purchased the Nikon DSLR. I wanted to go out and test all the cameras. The Nikon D5100, the Sony ZV-1, and the GoPro Hero 8 Black. So we're out here to answer the question, what purpose do all these serve? What is needed, what is not needed? Which one is not necessarily better, but which is more catered and in tune to the style of what you are trying to do? I wanted to take some pictures. I don't really know any like cool place I can just go to and park. There is one place up here on the west side, and it's actually where I took the Bolt when I first got it. Took some pictures in front of a big graffiti wall, and I used that for the thumbnail of the video that said I got a new motorcycle. So I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to park and pull the cameras out, and we'll do a little comparison. See how they are. Boom! West side. Jeez. Today's a nice day. It is a very nice day. What a good day to go out and ride and record and take some pictures. Alright, I gotta see if I can remember where this place is. Alright, where are you at? Whoa, dog. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's a couple people taking pictures. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to get over there. I didn't see any cops, so that's good. It's really the only thing I'm worried about. Oh, and this bus. Alright, slide in here. Slide in here. Yeah. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. Fuck, there's even more cars there now. Alright, we'll come over here. This should be good. Alright, here we are out at the spot. I have the Nikon here, and as you can see I have the GoPro set up on top. So what I want to do is I want to go through and see what all these cameras are going to do for video recording, for pictures, just to see kind of what we got going on. So let's take a couple pictures. All right, here we go. So there's probably not going to be some great audio because I am using the GoPro, but we'll see what we got going on here. Look pretty cool so far. I'm using an effect. I'm not super good at my settings yet, so I'm going to try to figure some stuff out. See if we can get some really good ones here. Alright, so there we have an idea of what kind of pictures we can take with this Nikon. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take a couple pictures with this camera, and then I'm going to take a couple pictures with the GoPro just to show a comparison of the picture quality. Just want to see what the difference is. If we can tell that much of a difference, I'll put them up individually. So this will be the Nikon, this will be the Sony, and then this will be the GoPro. But we can see kind of what the difference is between all three of them. Alright, so there you go. That's going to be the image quality between all three. This is actually going to be a test of the video. So I have all three going at the same time, simultaneously, to see what the difference between the Sony, the GoPro, and the Nikon are. The audio is specifically coming off of this camera right here, the Sony. Even though the GoPro and the Nikon do have microphones, this one has a outfitted microphone. So the big thing that we're talking about with all of these cameras is which one is for you, which one is the best for your application. If you were going to be doing more
still images and stuff like that, maybe the Nikon is. Maybe the Sony is going to be a good middle ground for still images and video. This is specifically meant to be a vlogging camera. That's what it was designed for. The GoPro is obviously an action camera, so it's going to be really small, really light. The battery does not last a long time on this thing. I've only been recording for maybe about 10 or 15 minutes or so, and my battery went from 93 to, it's at 72 right now. This Nikon weighs, with this 18 to 55 millimeter lens, almost a pound and a half, and it's heavy, it's bulky, it's big. Just holding it right now for this long is making my arm kind of tired. The GoPro, obviously very light. I think it's maybe 4.1, 4.2 ounces, and then the Sony's gonna come in right at about just over half of a pound, about 0.65 pounds, or maybe just a little over 10 ounces. So this thing is a lot lighter and easier to carry. Even when it's here on this tripod, holding it up is nothing. Like this is nice and light and easy. It also works really well. This thing, however, is super, super bulky, super big, and it's making my arm hurt a lot. I can really feel my shoulder burning while holding this up. So maybe if you are gonna be vlogging with this, you're gonna be shooting video and doing still, you might wanna look at a tripod and doing a lot more just sitting stuff. In fact, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this camera right here and I'm gonna swap it with the Sony, because I am used to holding the Sony, and I think it's just gonna work a little bit easier. All right, so I just put the Nikon here on this tripod, and I noticed that this travel tripod that I have is actually not super steady, and the Nikon is so heavy in the front because this lens is making it want to fall forward. I do have it set up now so that it's relatively safe, plus I'm standing right in front of it, so if I do happen to have it fall, it's going to fall right at me. That's another huge thing to consider whenever you're looking at using this Nikon. It is very big and heavy. If you put it on a small tripod like this, it might not be that safe. Now, if you're looking at something like the GoPro here, that's not going to be that much of an issue, but this has almost no settings on it. It's literally just point and shoot, point and record, and that's it. I want to take a moment and just talk about those settings. So I'm not very good at any of this. I don't understand a lot of this jargon. I just use auto setting basically for all three pictures, for all three videos. I don't know how to really set it up. I will be learning probably, hopefully soon. I have watched a couple of videos, but I'm really just not that good at it. So this is going to be not for the fully technically minded person. I'm sorry if you are that person and you're watching this and you're just screaming at me right now, but I just don't know what all this stuff is yet, and so I'm just going off of the easiest thing that I can do, which is set it to auto and go. So without having looked at any of these yet, any of these pictures on the computer, any of these videos, I am very curious to see how it comes out, and then I'm very curious to see how the people who are watching this react to what we have going on here. So there you go, that's gonna be it. Let's jump back on the bike and head home.
Oh man, let's get the hell out of here. Woo, it's hot. Hot as hell. The lady almost just face planted. Is this a two-way street or one-way street? I think this is just a one-way street. Shit, I should not be here. Oopsies. Oh, these cobblestone roads, man. I bet that image stabilization on this is probably freaking out. All right, well, I'm glad I did that. I learned a lot by experiencing the different types of cameras that I have now. This is the fourth camera, or first being the Cena, then the Sony, then the GoPro. And it's really interesting learning different aspects of different cameras and how they work, as I am definitely no photographer. Last time I took a photography class, I was in middle school. I believe I said that earlier. It's going to be a long journey trying to learn how to do this. Luckily, I was able to talk to Clint a little bit about the camera, and he said it was a really great setup for a beginner, which I am definitely 100%. I'm below beginner, like I'm level 1, baby. Level 1. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head out and get a beer because it's hot and I need a bar. And then I am going to review all the footage. I'll go through everything and see what's going on with it. And then I'll give a final thought because I haven't seen the pictures except for what was on the screen. I haven't seen the video and I'm curious to know what it all looks like. So I'm probably going to cut everything up, do the edit, and then film an outro, kind of like giving my thoughts and opinions on what is going on with that. So there you go. I guess stay tuned for that. See you at home.
All right, folks, we're back in the apartment. We're going to talk about what I saw and what you just saw. Between all three of these cameras, we should start here with the GoPro. Now, some of the pros I had about this was really lightweight. I think I paid almost $300, and it also came with a couple batteries. That was a Black Friday deal. You can pick these up for about $350 normally, I think. It has a decent picture. It's not great. That was taken with a linear lens. It wasn't the wide lens, and it still looked a little washed out, still looked a little weird, but it's definitely a good picture. It's water resistant, shock resistant, dirt resistant. You can basically throw these things anywhere. You can put them on anything. For the value, this is a pretty good camera. Some of the cons is the battery life kind of sucks. Like I said, I went from 92 to about 75% in just a couple of minutes. So you definitely have to carry extra batteries with you. There are not a lot of settings on this. Even with the video set it linear, it still looks a little wide, it still looks a little fish-eyed. And then the picture also looked a little fish-eyed. It was also really far back, even though, like I said, it was set at linear, which is supposed to be just regular photos, regular lens. Obviously this is an action camera, so that's what it's meant for. But as a regular, just vlogging camera, not sure if this is what you want to start out with, but it could be your cup of tea. I know my buddy Mike Branch Rides uses a bunch of these, and he has one that's set up with a external microphone that he uses for his handheld vlogging, and he has a couple, one on his helmet, one on his bike, that he uses for driving around. They make great videos. I suggest that this would be a great secondary camera, which is what I got it for. I don't use the audio on this, I just use it as a video camera, which I really like. So there you go. All right, next up we have the Nikon D5100. The thing that I really like about this camera is it was very, very cheap. Obviously I got it for $200, so if you're looking at not spending a lot of money, yes, this is not brand new, it is a little bit older, but it works just fine, takes great still pictures. They had a really good sense of depth to them, depth of field. It comes with, or it doesn't come with, but there are available for it interchangeable lenses, so you can have different lenses for different situations. This one has an autofocus built into the lens. It also comes with a vibration reduction, so that does help a little bit, especially if you're using it as a handheld camera. Also, the batteries on this thing were very, very cheap. I think I got 3 of them, plus a charger for about $17, $18, and those batteries are cross-compatible with a lot of the newer cameras. So if you ever end up upgrading this, you most likely will be able to use those batteries in your new camera, which is fantastic. I love that. This has all of your settings basically at your fingertips. It has a dedicated button here on the side that you can change to use for ISO or shutter speed or whatever. You have a flash button so that you can easily use the flash. You can quickly change between your modes right here. You have between the viewfinder and live mode right here. It's really, really nice to be able to have all of those options right there at your fingertips and not have to worry about going into the menu to change anything. Some of the cons about this thing is, as you can see, it is very big, very bulky. It's very heavy, coming in at over 1.5 pounds. If you're going to be holding this out and using it as a vlogging camera, you're going to need to build up some shoulder muscle real fast because this thing is very, very heavy. If you're using it on a tripod, definitely want a full-size tripod, not a travel tripod. Also, the microphone on this thing is not really that great. I listened to the audio from when I was doing the vlog, and I'm not very impressed with it. You definitely need to get something like this, an external microphone that you would put on here to have a little bit more oomph, a little bit more punch, a little bit more power. So
What am I going to use this for? If I'm in a situation where I can only take one camera, I'm mostly going to be taking pictures, but I might do a little bit of vlogging, I'm probably going to take this. I wasn't really happy with the video quality. It looked really blue, it looked a little too sharp, just a little strange. However, for the price, $200, great value. Has a viewfinder so you can actually see what you're looking at. You don't always have to have live view. These things don't really work all that great out in the sun. If it's really, really bright outside, you might not be able to see what you're looking at. So having a viewfinder to be able to just block all that light out, get in there, look and see what you're shooting is fantastic. I definitely recommend learning about this and trying to figure this out. Is it great for motovlogging? Maybe not, but is it great for taking pictures? Absolutely. And of course, last but not least, the Sony ZV-1, which I'm using to record this video right now. I love this camera. It is specifically made for vlogging. It has a front-facing microphone built into it that sounds fantastic, and it takes great video. It does take great pictures as well, but one of the cons about it does not have a viewfinder. So like the Nikon, where if you can't see the LCD screen, you can get through and look on the viewfinder to see what you're shooting. The Sony does not have that option. It's very difficult to see in the bright sunlight. However, it is really nice that while you're recording on the Sony, you can also be taking pictures at the same time. So that's how I was able to get such great pictures at the Brooklyn Indian Larry block party, because whenever they were having the big burnout thing, I was recording and I was also hitting the shutter to take pictures at the same time. This camera does have Bluetooth, it has Wi-Fi, it has a remote control that it comes with to control the zoom, to take videos, to take pictures, to set the autofocus, everything like that. Plus this is a tripod and you can use it as a handheld device. You put the camera right on top, you can hold it, do it at multiple angles. That is really, really nice feature for this thing. However, it's very expensive. $800 is what I paid for this camera. And it does not come with interchangeable lenses. The zoom is very, very loud while you're recording. You can hear the mechanics inside on the video. And it's also very slow. The zoom is super, super slow. That's one thing I'm really not happy about. This one right here has a much better zoom, and also you can change it out for a different lens to have an even better zoom to get an even further away, nicer, cleaner, crisper picture. Out of all three of these, which one am I going to choose? Well, I'm going to go stick with the Sony because it's a nicer camera. I can swap stuff over to my phone really, really quickly over Bluetooth, over Wi-Fi, whatever it is I need to do. The GoPro is going to be my secondary camera. I got this to be a secondary camera up on my handlebars. I don't use it for audio, I just use it for video, and I really like it. If I can take all three cameras, I will, but if I can't, then the Sony is probably going to be the one that I'm going to take. If I'm going to be doing mostly vlogging, mostly video recording, this is the camera for me. Very lightweight, it can fit in your pocket. I've actually put this camera in my vest pocket and carried it around with me, and while it is heavy enough to notice, it's not heavy enough to be a burden if I'm going to be mostly video recording and also going to be taking pictures every once in a while. The Sony's definitely where it's at, but if it's going to be the opposite, I'll be taking a Nikon. So I hope that everybody got a little bit out of this very amateur look of a couple of different cameras that you can use for vlogging, you can use for different hobbies, you can use for taking pictures, you can use for whatever it is you want to do. I, once again, have no idea what I'm doing or what I'm talking about, so take all this with a grain of salt. Don't come at me in the comments. And, you know, I hope that you are more informed to make a decision about what you want to do and how to go about doing it. Of course, if you are first starting out, there's really nothing more you need than this right here, your cell phone. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody can do basically all this stuff with just a cell phone. You can start out, you can make videos, you can edit videos, you can post your videos all with this thing right here. So, you know, maybe don't go out and spend $800, don't go out and spend $350, don't go out and spend $200 because you already have a video camera in your pocket that'll work great if you need it to. This is all just extra accessories, extra stuff to make, you know, things specifically purposed towards what you want to do with them. With that being said, thank you everybody for watching this video. My name is Chase, this is the Whiskey Chaser channel, where we do motorcycle related content and also filmography and photography, apparently. So, if you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. Please do not forget to leave me a like and a comment down below. I love you all so much, and we'll see you next time. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn the video off with my little thingy right here. Bye.